Hi, everybody. I'm here with Dave from MOONRIDE, and we're in Spain, in Granada, and that is the Palace of the Alhambra. We trudged around it yesterday. It's freezing here, as you might gather from our outfits. But you know what? It's been fully fabulous and amazing. So we've got a motor on through a few things today. So how we're going to do it is some questions Dave will do a channel, and others he'll ask me and I'll do cards, and some will do both. Okay, get comfy. All right. Now, Dave, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you know, the intellectual giant of the GOP. Oh, look, the sun's come out. You probably can't see us now. You can't have everything.
The sun shines upon us.
Yes, blessed be.
MTG, let's check her out.
Wait, I'm not there yet because I've got to fill you in.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in the last couple of days, she's been deposed, and she said she couldn't remember if she got in touch with Trump to support the idea of martial law. Right? Now, you know how it is. You get busy and you forget. You know, did I ring the president to say bring the troops out in the streets of America or not? I know it can slip your mind. So, Dave, I'm going to throw it to you. What do you pick up on MTG?
Worry. Okay, that's the first thing. Is that I'm seeing her actually being a bit worried. And, you know, it has the feeling of, for the first time, she has sort of got the consequences of her actions. Like, it's never happened before that she actually was afraid. So I think that's really important. I don't know why it's really important, but it feels important that it's a sort of consequences of your action thing. She keeps kind of looking askance, like she's looking here, she's looking there, she's looking here, she's looking there. There's a whirlwind forming, and she's trying to address her audience and look at them at the same time the whirlwind forms. This is really actually making her far more nervous than she is presenting. She literally does not know what to do. She is actually on some level considering distancing herself from Trump.
No.
Yeah. Let's see, MTG, what else you got to say? Okay, we'll find out what this means. She has a rose. The rose is in her hand. Suddenly, all the leaves of the rose have blown away. All the petals, I should say, have blown away. So she's holding the stump of a rose, and all she's got are the thorns. Wow. I think this is really significant. This does show her desperation. And I think it's a prediction of a future where she is going to lose support. And she's standing in front of a pair of metal doors. These are big, huge doors, like the doorway to a castle, but they're made of metal. And as she stands there, she's thinking, well, if I go through that doorway and they close behind me, I'll never get back again. And she doesn't know which way to go. So here's the dilemma. She's either got to go with Trump and just keep going with this, or she's got to separate from Trump and not do that. And neither of those are very good choices. They're really questions very much of her own survival, or they would not come up as this. She's still thinking, she's not certain what she's going to choose. She literally does not know how to save herself at this moment. She's nervous. She's worried. There are other things that she's done that she fears will expose her. If she goes against Trump, those might be exposed. If she stays with Trump, they might be exposed. She doesn't have good options. Now she drops the stem and she runs for cover, and she just wants to hide. I think that she's going to just keep trying to disappear and hope this goes away. There are moments when she wants to get out in front of it, but those moments are disappearing.
Okay. Good luck, MTG.
Yeah.
Really. Okay. So the next question. You throw it to
Yeah.
me, Dave, please.
So this is about McCarthy. There's this audio of him trashing Trump after the January 6th. And the audio, he condemns Trump. And he lied about it and said, hey, oh no, I didn't say that, but now we have the audio.
It's so juicy. Now here he is. I think he's the highest ranking GOP official or something. So such a reptile, isn't it? Okay, McCarthy. I keep wanting to say Joe McCarthy. That's interesting.
Right.
Kevin McCarthy. All right, what have we got on him? Hold on, viewers. I'll bring you down to see the cards, my new cards. Hope you can see something. I'll put the screen up again. Oh, he gets the magician. Speaking of alchemy. Nine of Swords. Yeah, look, with him, first off the bat, here we go. He gets the magician who's the master manipulator. He can make things happen. He's much more powerful than he looks. He doesn't, if you look at his face, he doesn't look like an out and out demon. You know, he just looks like a regular guy. But he's got this huge power, and the magician is about power, adaptation, transformation, all of those things. So he's pulling out all the big guns here. He's worried, a bit like Marjorie Taylor Greene with the Nine of Swords here. This is something that's causing him a great deal of stress. I just got a hit then myself. He actually hates Trump. And he actually wishes that it would all go away. I think we're starting to see a bit of a theme here. Right? He wishes it to go away, but not yet. In fact, things are going to get worse with the Empress that expands everything. It's going to get worse for him before it gets better. And then, as if there isn't enough manipulation behind the scenes, this is the Two of Pentacles. He's in unsteady waters and he's not quite sure how to proceed. So to sum that up, I think things are going to get worse before they get better for McCarthy. So the next question, I'll throw this to you, Dave.
All right.
So, as you all know, I'm sure we've got a Conservative government in Australia, led by Scotty from marketing. And the head of foreign affairs is this fairly ghastly woman called Marise Payne. Now, for some reason, last week, she met with Lindsey Graham. What? So, Dave, I'm asking you, what was that meeting about? Why is Australia meeting with Lindsey Graham?
China. There's something to do with China. Backroom deal, teaming up with other conservatives to go after China. A perceived threat that is China, but it's also hey, let's get together and make China the enemy. That'll help.
Because they're both looking at elections.
There's something of a weird sort of pivot for Graham. He wants to pivot away from Trump so that he's not so much a Trump supporter, but more a Chinese opposer.
That makes
China
sense.
opposer. And can you show me more, Spirit? It's interesting because I literally see him turn another direction, and he's like almost like a star, but he's facing another direction. He is trying to take the to get everybody's eye off the ball. You know, he can't turn towards Putin. He can't turn towards this. He can't turn towards that. The more we would get into China being the enemy, the less he'd have to talk about Trump and his own responsibilities around it. It's very sleazy. They know perfectly well that Lindsey knows well that China is a distraction. Not sure about Marie's pain. She's a little bit more, yeah, it's political, but there is an ounce of real fear there because China is a neighbor to Australia, right?
And our biggest trading partner.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see if there's anything more in this. Okay, he's given the song. Now he's giving us the song and dance. He's sort of tap dancing around and trying to get everybody to be distracted. And it literally is song and dance. It's just, he's trying to get us, create a distraction for his own political benefit and that of the conservatives all over the planet.
Yeah, we'll come back to that in a little while, the
Mhm.
Conservative meeting too.
Yeah,
So our next question,
is DeSantis and Disney.
yeah,
And
Disney's been actually doing a good job of
Yeah.
standing up.
give him some
Yeah.
credit. You know, Disney used to be so conservative. and
Yeah.
So, kind of unpleasant. Look at Pinocchio. It's all a morality tale about, lying and telling the truth. One wonders how long Mr. Trump's nose would be. He were Pinocchio, right?
Oh, it'd go all the way to Texas.
Seriously, there would be no end to that nose. But yeah, I mean, who would think that Disney would be anybody's enemy at this time? Fighting Minnie Mouse. Come on.
Yeah.
What do you
So
think?
true.
What do
All
you?
right, I'm going to pull some cards on DeSantis versus Disneyland. It's delirious, isn't it? It's just okay, DeSantis versus Disneyland. What can we pick up on this? DeSantis. All right, let me bring you here, viewers. Oh, is that reversed?
Hmm.
So we've got the 9 of Cups. That's always weird. I'm not going to count these as reversals, viewers, because it's a new deck. And when I was playing with them last night, they probably ended up getting mixed. So what we have here, we've got the 9 of Cups. That's normally in the Rider-Waite, the smug merchant. But I think the goat on the hill, right? I think Disneyland, in many ways, it's so iconic. It's so
Yeah.
foundational to popular culture in America from everywhere that it's standing strong. It's like the goat. It's really tough. I mean, there must be a reason, and credit to the higher echelons of Disney, that they are really taking this on. They could have just shut up, waved it through. No, they haven't.
Mhm.
So he's up against the toughness of the goat. Got the 8 of Swords. I think what's happening for DeSantis is many things simultaneously. So he's really busy de-democratizing the state of Florida,
Mhm.
right? He's got that on his plate. He's really busy making children of Florida at risk from another wave of COVID day and night. He's a
Yeah.
busy man. He's a
Yes.
busy man. Okay, so he's got all these things happening. And the last thing he expected was a war with Disneyland. And then that's followed by the 7 of Cups, the card of illusion, delusion, confusion, all the illusions. He's thrown by this. Normally he's like Mr. Tough Guy and what I say goes and all that. He doesn't know how to handle Disney. And then he gets the 5 of Wands. Liar, liar, pants on fire, or in fact, in this case, fingers on fire. So the 5 of Wands is about a circular argument. He's not going to win this one. I think he's actually going to lose a few votes. So apart from killing some of his voting population, he's going to lose a few votes over this. This is not going down well for some reason. Okay, so Dave, I'm going to ask you now if you wouldn't mind a quick channel on DeSantis and Disney.
Okay, let's see. Well, I mean, DeSantis is like kind of licking his chops. I think one thing about DeSantis is that he's enjoying the fight. He likes to make enemies. He is a very aggressive person. He delights in a kind of, Trumpian fight, if you will. So that's the first thing that I get out of it. But he's going to be a bit disappointed. This fight doesn't work out that well. This is going to be, I get the feeling, his first frustration, in that it's not going to be perceived well. We were joking about how it's Desantis versus Minnie Mouse. Well, now I'm looking at the situation, who doesn't like Mickey Mouse? Who doesn't like Minnie? Everybody likes Disney. So it looks like a guy who's picking on cartoon characters, beloved ones. And so he's starting to fear, and he's starting to have a little bit of regret. And then he looks like a person who is attacking children. And it doesn't make him look good. This will not go well for Desantis. He's going to regret he picked this fight. He should have picked another one, because there are other villains that people would be much more sympathetic towards him if he'd chosen another battle. He will wish he'd never done it. I'm even going to say this is a turning point. He won't, this could be the thing that kind of sinks him. I see a guy holding a lighter, but the butane has gone out. He's got no more flame. So this might be the bridge he regrets burning.
Yeah, it's true. The other thing too with Florida is it's very vulnerable to natural disasters for a whole range of reasons too. And I'm, as you were speaking, I got condominium, and I'm not being American. I actually don't even understand what a condominium is compared to a bungalow, compared to something, but it was like there's going to be another issue with high-rise collapse or evacuation or something, I think, before the midterms.
Well, all those condos are built along the seashore. The earth underneath the seashore is moving about because of climate change, more water seeping underneath them. Those places aren't safe. I mean, it's pretty much a couple of hurricanes more, and the coast is going to have major problems. And then he's going to be having his hand out for some government aid.
Yeah, don't you love the way they always do that? Like they took all the COVID extra money and everything always, and then go
do not
the treachery, the hypocrisy is simply boundless.
Right, it is boundless.
Okay, Dave, I'm going to throw this to you. The Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton. Now, we hear a lot about Abbott, and I'm sure if you're in Texas, you're very familiar with him, this Paxton. But being the Attorney General, he's the guy who signs off on all these hideous laws. So what do you pick up on the Attorney General of Texas?
Did you feel like there's a specific thing we want to know here?
Not especially. I want to know what's happening, because there's all these repressive abortion laws, all this, gerrymandering. What's going on in his psyche, in his brain?
Evil power getter. Is one of these guys who's, again, it's a little bit like Desantis. He's just sort of licking his chops at the power that he can get. He has no morality, no ethics whatsoever. He delights in putting out fires, and fires in this case are not problems. They're the light in anyone. He's really a darkly motivated person. He doesn't believe in anything. He just believes in control.
They're always the most dangerous. That's a Ted Cruz profile. Nothing. There is no flaw.
It's a sociopath kind of mentality.
Thank you for using the word. That's exactly what it is.
Yes, exactly. Take a little more look at this creep. He really shows up like baring his teeth, and he's like, almost like showing his power. And as he does this, he also has a sort of pitchfork. It makes me think of, I'm going to get these, regular people, a sort of rabble, a crowd, I'm going to motivate them to, essentially kill the intellectuals. I don't like people who think very much. And there is a degree of motivation for him to hate people who are smart, hate people who are free. No, I just want to say a lot of the stuff that's coming up is predictable in the sense of this is an old world dying. This is a superpower kind of power over others sort of belief mentality. I don't know, whatever you call it, meme kind of. This is being expressed before us so that we can see this sort of what that world is really like. It's really about destruction and control. And I hope we can also see that as it's exposing itself, it's no longer subtle. So we now know what it is really. We can't really deny it anymore. We have to be motivated now to stop it. Just as we stopped Trump. Might be ultimately a good thing to see the darkness. So that we can change it.
Okay, so just in the last, has this meeting taken place, do you know, Dave, between the right-wing leaders?
I know they met in, of all places, Spain. All the right-wing leaders met. The only thing they really disagreed on is Le Pen, for example, really still supports Putin, and the others aren't certain. So this is the only thing that divides them. They're all about good Christian values.
This is an interesting time for the right because of Putin's invasion. It's a real struggle because they were starting to take their whole countries with them. Who would have thought millions of Americans would be going, yay, Putin? So it's not fitting comfortably with people. I don't think it's playing that well.
It is not.
For the right.
That's done them a lot of damage, actually. Let's take a look at Le Pen.
Le Pen.
Is it with an L-E?
Yeah.
Not a lot. Okay, Le Pen. Le Pen. She's really laughing it up. She's enjoying it. She's enjoying the attention. Very much seeking type person. If she didn't have any attention, she'd just be invisible as far as she's concerned. So she's sort of playing to a crowd.
All right, so we've got we've saved the biggest question for last, I think. I'm sure you guys, you're well informed. You'd know that GOP donors have been courting Mansion, the demonic Mansion, who, what can you say about this guy? He threw his body across the legislation to give his own people and the rest of America a chance at the infrastructure bill. He'll stop at nothing. We've all said he's in the wrong party. And now it seems that GOP donors want him to run against Trump. So
Trump or Biden?
Sorry, Biden.
Yeah.
To run against Biden. So I'll go first and then give you the last word on that. So this is about Mansion. Will he go all the way and become a Republican, which he always was, and run against Biden? Oh, look, shut up, Lena. Just get with the cards. Look good. Okay. Biden. Will Mansion run against Biden? Oh, cards are every which way. Oh, a guy who can be bought and sold. Hell surprise.
Yeah,
like really. Oh, we've got the goat again. I'm loving this goat character. Now, what we have here, the Four of Wands. This is the marriage card in conventional Rider-Waite and some people joining together. It's underneath the devil card, right? So this has got legs, this idea. So he's certainly not going, oh no, don't be silly, I couldn't possibly do that. No, he's not, right? So he's aligning himself very closely with these donors. Now he gets the King of Coins or the King of Pentacles. This is intergenerational money. This is, you know, his daughter who makes all that money off every EpiPen that's sold
Yeah.
in an American school, thanks to her corrupt mother, YouTube entertainment only, right? It's so good not to be monetized. Okay, so the family itself, he gets $500,000 a year from the coal industry, and as his people suffer, you know, like the point is money will always. What's the last card? Oh, thank you, Dave. While you find it, it was the goat again. He's ambitious. He wants to climb the mountain. Oh, did it go over the wall?
I don't know.
Sorry, we have to have a look. Oh no.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, good.
Find the goat.
Find the goat. So the goat represents tenacity and the ability to climb and keep your feet in difficult circumstances. So I think he's going to keep going with this, but he's not going to commit, I don't think, till after the midterms, because this is him. I think he's thrilled with this development. He's absolutely thrilled to be asked, oh, will I be president? You know, so this idea is most worrying because people are stupid enough to possibly vote for him. But I think it all will be revealed after the midterms. I don't think he'll get there. I don't think this will play out, is my vibe on it. But I think he's very interested and he's loving being courted. So, Dave, I'll ask you, what's happening with Mansion?
Yeah, loves being courted. He loves the attention. Mansion. It's very much about Mr. Mansion. He really likes attention. And that's what will drive him to potentially do this, is the possibility that he could get even more attention. He likes to think of himself as a person who is not biased. He likes to think of himself as a centrist, but it's not true. He likes the ego portion of it that makes him look like the reasonable person, not too far left, not too far to the right. He thinks he's the reasonable guy. However, there are red flags. That's what I'm seeing. Some red flags, and red flags lead sort of almost like in a pathway. Where's that flag going? He's trying to hide something. He's trying to cover up some connections. He's looking over his shoulder. There are things that we can find out about him, about Mansion. So there are some connections that he's made, and I mean, I think this is just like money. Closely at. And verging on bribery, again, for entertainment purposes only. If not outright bribery, they are significant enough that if people knew about them, you could get in a lot of trouble. Might not be absolutely legal trouble, but these guys, you know, when they get a certain amount of money, they just get more greedy. They're never satisfied. You know, it's not like Joe Manchin is poor and he needs the money. It's not like he's not famous. He's just very, very, very selfish. Where are these red flags leading, Spirit? Oh, they lead to a boat. They lead to money offshore. Yeah, there's offshore money, either offshore money or foreign connections to money. And that might get discovered. And then he's really in trouble. He thinks nobody will figure this out, but it seems like people might figure it out. It seems like somebody might confront him and say, you know, you run against Biden, we're going to expose you. And that's the thing that might stop him.
That would make sense. That would make sense. Oh, goodness. And now, just before we go, just a couple of other things that have happened this week in the news broadcast as your correspondent. Tennessee, surprisingly, has taken 3 MAGA candidates off the table. And you think, great, Tennessee's going in the right direction. Then you read the next news article on your feed, which is the Tennessee governor wants to make it a federal crime to be homeless. Okay, so next it'll be a federal crime to be unattractive. Or where does it end? Where does it end? I'll leave that with you as a further thought. Intrepid viewers, good to see you. And we're going to say adios from Spain. Hasta luego. We're going out flamencoing tonight.
Yes.
So we'll keep you in the loop. Love to Hogarth, who couldn't be with us.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone.
Thanks. Cheers.